Mellow Mechanic here. We have ourselves another project, and we're outside of the shop today. We have ourselves a little RV project to work on, and what we want to do is the customer requested a disable switch. So if he was at a sketchy area, say a hotel somewhere or out in the boonies, and he wanted to disable the RV from starting and driving away, he wanted that function. So that is what we're going to do today. And how we are going to do that is with the fuse box here. And I have the fuse box cover off, and we are going to interrupt the fuel pump. I don't know if you can see it here, but number 24 is fuel pump 30 amp. And 30 amp is that guy right there. We have adapters that'll plug into the socket on the fuse box. We have some additional fuses that we're going to put in. You got another one here, and we have a switch and miscellaneous connectors, and then we have some wire and stuff in there. So what we're going to do is put an interrupt in that fuse, run wires out into the cab to a switch, and then run it back here. So when the switch is closed, the fuel pump will turn on, and when the switch is open, the fuel pump doesn't get any power and the truck won't start. Alright, number 24 is the one we need to remove, and that is this one right here, which is a 30 amp. So go ahead and pull that guy out. And up top here, we're going to replace it with this. And this will plug in to where the fuse goes and gives us somewhere to mount the wires. So let me just plug that in there. And there we go. Now we are plugged into the fuse box. Alright, so we got our wire here. We're using a black wire and a white wire, but they're loose. And what I want to do is I want to twist them, but I got, 10 feet of wire here that I need to twist. So here's a little trick. If you put one end in a vise, come back over here and you grab your drill, stick them in your drill, and you pull it taut and run the drill. Get yourself a nice twisted wire. Alright, I got my wire all twisted here. I got my ends. And speaking of ends, these are the spade terminals we're going to put on. They go, instead of coming straight out, they turn 90 degrees. So this will give us a little bit more clearance inside the fuse box. So what I'm going to do is strip these real quick. And there we go. Alright, I have my wire ends here with the two spade terminals on there, and I have my adapter in there right there. But before I plug everything in, I need to get this wire, at least the other end of it, into the cab. And right here, I don't know if you can see it right down in there, but there's a grommet that goes inside the cab. There's a wire loom kind of right there that goes inside. That's where we need to get through, and I'll show you on the inside what it looks like. A little bit easier to see on the inside, but here's the back side. Get the shadow out of the way. Back side of the grommet here. So we need to come through that. So I'm thinking somehow poke a hole through it, drill a hole, and then we'll chase the wires through, and then we'll get it underneath this carpet and go around the trim there. But let's do that. Alright, I don't know if you can see it here, but I got the wire coming through the grommet, coming outside the truck here, and up front we've changed our wire ends now. I have now added a fuse. So this fuse will plug into there, but the fuse will be inside the fuse box. So if fuel pump blows a fuse, we'll look here. So now what we got to do is cut some sort of hole in the side of this so the wire can come out, so that cover can cover everything. So we'll do that now. Alright, so we got it all wired in there. See if I can hold the camera and the flashlight at the same time. Plugged into the 30 amp, we got wires coming back here. We got a fuse holder right there that we're going to put another 30 amp fuse in there, and then it comes out of the fuse box. And now we just got to wrap up the wire in a loom, and then everything else is inside. Alright, we got the fuse box cover back on. We have our wire in a conduit, and you cannot tell we did anything out here. So that is really good stuff. So if you pop the hood, you can't tell anything is modified out here, which is good security, which we're aiming for. Now we got to go to the inside and hide the wires. Now we got our wire coming out from our grommet up there, and what we're going to do is tuck it underneath this trim, and then we're going to put the switch near the driver position. And so that's what we're going to do right now, is just hide the wires. Okay, I have my wires hooked up to my switch. There's a nice conduit here. I'm going to hide the switch underneath here. I'm going to mount it right back there so you can't even see it. And then we should be done, and we'll test it. Alright, in the driver's seat. Alright, so we turn on, so we know the truck works. I'll turn it off. I'll flip my switch. And let's see here. Oh, she stopped. There we go, we have disabled it. If I flip the switch back up into the on position, there we go. It works. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.